All right, welcome back to Dynasty Diaries. Here we go again. So, just a recap of last week. You got our first rivalry that you've seen, the trash talk that you've seen with live receipts popping up on the screen right now. And then we got to the game. You got to see the result of the game that came from the trash talk and the before and the after. And then we had not one, not two, but three freshman phenoms, which is a first for us. And then this week, we're going to have a special interview with our defending national champion, Zayyyvo, who won a national championship last season, trying to defend it this year. He's 4-0 on the season. And if you're wondering how that is, and we're in week two, is because I recorded most of this last week and I just took the screenshot of him today. So he's currently 4-0, which I guess kind of takes away all of the suspense from the highlights of his game for week two because you already know he won. But, we're going to get into that anyway. So here we go. Now, he was playing UCLA. Now, this is him coming off of his, I think this was his second game of the season. And UCLA is actually a tough opponent. So, we get right into it, starting off middle of I think they went back and forth with punts. And then UCLA scores first, puts points up on the board, and they start off 7-0. So, right now, Tavo has his back up against the wall, but, he's going to stick with it and, keep it moving. So here he is on the next possession, and he drops back, throws it, and this happens. So really starting off not good in this game. And he held UCLA to a field goal. So now it's like, okay, defense just got to tighten up. I mean, well, he obviously gave the ball back to UCLA after UCLA scored. And then this happens.
He could go all the way.
So now he's down 17-0. I'm thinking in my head right now, he is not playing like a national champion. And to come back, he's going to need to play with the heart of a champion. So right now he's come. So now you see him in the ball, second quarter. I'm sure he's thinking, I got to get some points on the board before the half. And he drops back and he hits one of his players down the field. So now he looks like he's about to score, put some points on the board, at least get something on the board before half, try to go into the half with some momentum. Not to mention he gets the ball first at the half, so he can make it a game again. He get this score here, then a quick possession, stop UCLA from scoring off a short possession, and he highballs it to his tight end, and look at that. That was a beautiful catch. Fell into the end zone, so now he's only down 10. Now he just got to get a stop before the half, and then I'm pretty sure he's thinking, okay, it's only 30 seconds left. I just got to get a stop right here. And not only did he get a stop, but his linebacker's like, give me that. No return, but right now he got 20 seconds out to get in field goal range, and so let's see if he gets in field goal range to get some points up on the board, at least get a field goal. And he got a little ways to go to get that. So now he drops back and catches his running back out there in the flat and turns it upfield for some yards, a couple of yards, but he goes right to the no huddle, gets to the no huddle, and he didn't have any timeout, so he had to get this play off really quick. And again, he wants to get out of bounds so he can try for a field goal. He gets the ball, gets upfield, only got to the 40. That's a pretty long field goal. And, I was actually questioning if he was going to get it or not, make a 57-yarder, which is not easy in this game, especially on the road. I'm sure that kick meter was flying right now. And he drops back, kicker kicks, and he nails it. Okay, so now he's only down by a touchdown, and he gets the ball. So he has a chance to tie it up. But he only got a field goal, and UCLA gets the ball right here and drops back. And I'm thinking it was fourth down. I don't know why UCLA went for it right there, but that could have been a pick six. That would have been huge right there, especially considering the fact that, right now we're in the fourth quarter, and he really needs it. But, he has plenty of time, so it's not like it's urgent. But then he throws a pick six. So we're late in the fourth. You had a chance to take the lead. You throw a pick six. Now you're down by 2 scores with 3 minutes left. Now it's 2.5 minutes left. Little time goes off, and now it's like, man, he really's got to make some stuff happen. So he throws ball right there, semi dot. He's trying to go no huddle, and again he has to score, get the ball back, and score again. So time is of the essence right now. He's moving, trying to make his play. Now I will say it's smart. You get a first down, so the clock doesn't run off in college football, which is really smart. So he gets another big play again. So now he gets it down here, and he needs to punch it in right here. Still only a minute and 32 seconds left, and he only has 2 timeouts. And I'm sure he's trying to save the timeouts for when UCLA gets the ball so that he can try to get the ball back. And he's trying to go hurry up again, get the ball moving. His clock is moving, and he has to hope something happens for him right here. And he catches dude across the middle. Now he has to go for 2 to get it within a field goal. So this way, if he gets the ball back somehow, he only needs to get in field goal range and nothing. So now you got the ball, 2 timeouts, minute and 10 left. So he's going to go for the onside kick. And again, this is just hoping on a prayer right here. And his prayers are answered. So he gets the ball back. Now all he has to do is get a touchdown, which is not that easy of a task. But he needs to get a touchdown. Rolls out, catches this guy deep, just boxes him out, goes up for the rebound. And he still has to go no huddle, still has to move the ball, still tight right here. And a minute left. And he's not using his timeouts, which, most people, I probably would have used a timeout right there, but, he knows something that I don't, and he has a national championship, and I don't. So, he obviously has something going for him right here. And again, not using the timeout, running the ball up the middle. I'm sure he caught UCLA by surprise, and boom. So now he's up by 1, and he wants to go by 2, so UCLA is down by a field goal. So he has to stop UCLA from getting in field goal range. And if UCLA does get in field goal range, it'll be a tie instead of taking the lead, and it'd be overtime. But he catches the dude, drops a dot in the end zone. Beautiful play right there. So now UCLA has like one last shot. So they got to drop back. And I do want to say he ate this sack right here, which if he didn't see anybody open, I understand that. Well, he didn't get a sack. He got a few yards. Of course, he calls a timeout, drops back again. Good coverage. Although I thought he had somebody short there, he did take a sack right there. And in taking that sack right there, you would think he'd call a timeout, but he didn't. He had 2 timeouts left. And now you see us at 23 seconds. He comes out the huddle. And when he comes out the huddle, drops down to 4 seconds, then he calls a timeout. If he had 2 timeouts, not sure why he didn't use it. He would have saved him 20 seconds. He could have got maybe a couple more plays, but now he just has to throw a Hail Mary and nothing. So Texas A&M walks out with the victory. Clutch fashion. And if you paid attention, I mentioned all of his playoff games last season were within a touchdown, and they were all really tight. He makes this one very dramatic, but and he's still defending his national championship with the 4-0 record. So let's bring in the man of the hour, the defending national champion in Premier Football League, CFB 25, Zayyyvo. Here we go. Let's get it. So, okay, let's get into this. So, how long have you been playing like games like this? Did you play Madden? I mean, I don't even know if you're old enough to play like when NCAA was out previously, but how long have you been
Yeah,
playing
man.
games like this?
So I'm 30. I've been playing Madden for a long time. Actually, my first Madden game was on PS1, Madden 98. I can't say I understood what I was doing, but I had it and I played it.
Oh, okay. So have you played in leagues before, like 32-man leagues?
I've been in a couple of leagues. I just really got back into this probably about 3 years ago. I know a couple of guys from this league that we're in that we were in a Madden leagues with. So it's just good to stay with the same group of guys. We're really competitive. We talk a lot of trash as well.
Yeah, that's good. That's what, to me, that's what makes it fun. When you have that competitiveness and the rivalries that you build in that. So I happen to like it a lot. So it's good. How do you think this compares to the other ones that you were in?
Man, this is one of my favorite ones. Just for the simple fact it's NCAA, man. I never got to play an NCAA online franchise, and really to be able to build a team and not have to worry about salary cap or anything like that, man, it's been a pleasure.
Yeah, that's what's up. I kind of feel the same way. The one previously, the NCAA previously, you can only have 12 users. Having 32 makes it a little better. And so yeah, and I happen to I like it better than Madden overall. So I
Yeah, me
understand.
personally, I love Madden, but once I got back into the NCAA, it took me a while just because the movement was so different. Madden is a little bit slower and the
Hmm.
tackling is a little bit more pristine. But once I got my movement together, angles together, it took me about a year and a half. After that, man, we just took off.
Okay. Well, considering the fact you won a national championship last year, that you I guess you got the hang of it.
Yeah, man, honestly, I knew my team in a couple of years they were going to be built for greatness. I had a really good quarterback coming in with Connor Wegman. He started off at like an 88 overall sophomore year. We weren't doing too fly. But as soon as I started to get a little bit of weapons, a little bit of speed on the outside, man, it started to change really drastically, honestly.
Okay, so in one episode, I think it was the first one, I had said that you were a Cinderella team. Do you agree with that, or you felt like you were supposed to be there?
Nah, once I knew I made it to the playoffs, once I won the first round, I honestly knew I can't say I knew. I knew Oklahoma would probably be a big test just because I lost to them early in the season. So I was worried about playing them. LSU, I've watched LSU. That's one of my boys. So I watched him play, and I know he got a lot of speed, man. So that was a big game as well. But after those two games and going to the national championship game, me and Colorado just had a score to settle. He's beaten me every single time we played, so I can let him beat me another time.
Well, you beat him in the national championship, so no matter how many times he beat you, you got one up on him. So
Yeah.
if he if he beat you 10 regular season games and you win a national championship against him, you win.
I was like, man, something got to give because I lost both to Oklahoma and Colorado during the same year. So seeing them in the playoffs was something I was looking forward to.
Okay, that's what's up. Cause yeah, and all your games were really close. Like the national championship game was you won by the most points, and that was just a touchdown. So your games were really close. And I know one game you went
Man,
for two.
really at the beginning of NCAA, because I look at myself as a fourth quarter player and a second half player because of the adjustments I can make. But at the beginning of NCAA, I noticed so many teams were coming back. I didn't have a really good defense, nor did I have a playbook. As soon as I found a playbook, man, and pretty much got the pieces that I wanted on defense and that I can rotate through, man, I knew I could make certain adjustments to come back in certain games. But yeah, man, it just really comes with consistency. Because year one, I can't remember how many fourth quarter comebacks people did, but it was some of the most ridiculous things I was seeing, man.
So I just say
And
I
that's what
understand.
I've done, man. I've built a monster on defense. Like I go heavy, heavy, heavy in recruiting on defense, especially defensive line, because in this particular game, man, the trenches are really good. And if you can
Mhm.
control the trench with your D line and O line, man, it becomes seamless to do what you want to do easily.
Yeah, you played. I know earlier today you played Wisconsin, and I know most of your games were the games. The game you played last night. I forgot who you were playing, but you came back and it was like you got down 17 to nothing early, and I'm sitting there watching. It's like, well, he's not playing like a national champion right now, and
Hmm.
then it was just like a flip switched, and it was kind of like, okay, hold my beer. And then you came back, and like you had it 17-10 by halftime, and one thing I thought was funny though in my head, I was watching and you had the ball. I think you were down three, and had a chance to take the lead and throw a pick six. And in my head, I was coming up with this narrative. I was like, well, he's like, this comeback was too easy. Let me just make it a little bit harder so I could make it a little bit more dramatic and threw the
Not at
picks.
all. That one, it kind of pissed me off, man, because normally number four wins the route. It was a man. He was playing man to man. It was a zig route, so I thought he was going to win automatically. And when he
Yeah,
did win and I saw the cornerback jump it, it kind of pissed me off, man, honestly.
Then you
But
still got your.
also, I knew if I could get that guy, because I played him before, played him last year. I knew if I could stop the run, he had to throw. And me personally, I think I got one of the best pass defense in the league.
Well, that's good. So you have like good corners, or like what makes the pass defense
Nah,
so good?
just good scheme, man. I run a lot of zone. I really stray away from man just because it's too many holes and gives people just too many easy opportunities. But I like to do different zones, change it up, and let people think, put people on their toes. Sometimes I'll leave something wide open just so they can try to do it again, and I got somebody right there now.
Yeah. Okay, that's what's up. That's a good mindset, and I just say I don't. I totally understand that. So, when and playing the game last night, was it a moment when you thought like, okay, like obviously getting down early, but at what point did you think, I got this? Because I know it was like uh, at the end, like I know going down two scores, and obviously you had to get the onside kick even after that. But at what point did you think you finally got it?
When I realized I had a chance is when before halftime, when I was able to get the ball back and drive it down really quickly just to get that long field goal. Once I hit that field goal, man, because I've missed a lot of field goals on here. So once I hit that, I knew it was probably going to be a great chance for me to come back as long as I can stop turning the ball over. Unfortunately, I did turn the ball over one other time, but I knew he couldn't stop me on offense, man. I couldn't run the ball the way I wanted to, which was infuriating, man. That was the most annoying part, just because I kept getting stuff. But I knew as long as I can have a little bit of time throwing, the way I was doing my routes and everything, it was just too many levels for him to cover. So somebody was going to be open. It was just up to me to make the right read.
Oh, okay. 'Cause, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have been, I would not have been able to tell that you've been missing field goals only because that was a 57-yarder, away. That kick meter was not moving slow. So, I mean, you had almost everything against you. I don't think you had the wind against you, but it was just like, it was not an easy kick. And, it looked like it was easy when you did it. So,
Nah, man, I got the timing for the long kicks down. It's really when the timing change.
I mean, it's like usually when you have a comeback like that, you have to have several, plays, and you did. Was it one particular play in the game that you felt was, the reason you won? And that's kind of hard to say because it was a couple. Like even the pass you just talked about, and even the run play that we just talked about. It was several, but was it one play that you felt, even if it was on defense? Because I know you got to pick in the red zone as well. I think it was in the end zone that took points off the board for him too. But was there any particular play
Uh,
that you felt?
man, it was like two really big plays. It was a fourth down stop. I really don't know why he didn't go for the field goal. I thought that was probably one of the biggest plays when he was in the red zone, probably like on the 15-yard line. He could have probably moved. I mean, like literally punt the kick in if he wanted to. He
Mm-hmm.
ain't kicking. I was like, oh yeah, he messed up. And then when I was able to scramble out, get the 1-on-one with Pina, number 6, and I already knew if the DB is too far back, I'm a high ball catcher, and ain't nothing you can do about it unless your user is like that. But I believe my user is a little bit better.
Yeah. Okay, and I kind of agree. I was question. I didn't know why he was going for it either. I thought that was a bad idea. Like take the free three and keep it moving. But you know,
I mean, his
yeah.
defense was playing well. Like he was stopping the run. He all I could really do was pass and then do short passes and dink and dunk the whole game. So I don't understand why he did that.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't either. Well, that was all I got for you. But I got to say, it was a pleasure talking to you. And I'll probably see you in the playoffs or something like that because I'm sure you'll be back there again. And
Hey, the season's young, man. I believe the Big 12 got some real live dogs in them. It's a big game tonight with Georgia and Colorado. So hopefully Georgia can do what they do, make my life a little bit easier.
um,
I mean, the Big Ten is tough, man. I know y'all didn't make the playoffs last year, but my
mm,
homie Penn State, I know he said it's just annoying that he wasn't able to make it. Notre Dame is pretty tough too with that
mm,
running game.
mm-hmm. Yeah, Ohio State was good, and he left, and we got a new Ohio State. So I don't even know how this new Ohio State is. But the
Yeah, I
last one,
played in the league with Ohio State before. And last year, Madden, we played in a couple of leagues together.
yeah, he was tough to play, and he just decided to step out. He thought we were moving too fast, basically. So that's why he said he left.
I mean, I can understand. Last season, it was fun to move fast. This
Yeah,
time around, I'm liking it, slowing it down a little bit. It's holiday season. We got a lot of stuff to do.
yeah. That's and for me, like we were moving like 24 hours. Like I think we only had like 2 weeks where we went 48 hours, and most of the weeks it was like 24, 36 hours. It was crazy, and it was just hard to keep up with. Like I was doing it, but I was like, we got to slow down this year. So and I know people want to play, and I think sometimes one thing I think is funny, like people think when their game is over, we should just go to the next week, and I'm like, it's 32 people in the league, everybody has to
You
play,
got to be patient.
and we're all grown, we got jobs, we got family, we got girlfriends, wives, kids, so it's like you can't keep up that pace, so
See, man, I play so many other games, man. I can occupy my life. This is the
yeah.
only sport you can play right now, so I'm not really too stressed when I play. I'm not really too tense. I'm just playing to really enjoy myself.
Yeah, that's what I do too, and I like the game. It's a lot of fun. I like playing my games. Like right now, I'm literally coming off a bye week, and I'm just like, man, I want to play like right now. But I just gotta wait.
Yeah, man. After the season started, man, I wanted to play so bad. I was like, "Hey, get week zero over. Hurry up, play
Yeah,
y'all games, man."
yeah. It's good when you like that. And I'm glad you feel that way, and I'm glad that it's a lot of people in the league like that. I mean, it's even good for the people who want to speed it up, the people who want to stay at that 24-hour pace. I think that's good, but they have to understand that again, there's a lot of people in here, and 32 people, and we all want to get our game in, and sometimes people's schedules don't match. So when you got all user games, you gotta your schedule have to match up with somebody else.
I mean, but there's so much to do on this game with the recruiting and stuff like that, man. You can dive into because, man, that's the hardest part. I got so many people. That's the hardest thing to do with all these people down south, honestly, man.
Yeah,
LSU,
that's one thing I think
man.
is funny because there's some people who said that they can't recruit and they didn't get anybody. I'm like, you must not have been trying because, like, when the first two seasons, I was trying to make sure that I got the top five recruiting class only because I wanted Master Recruiter. That
Mhm.
package it helps a lot with recruiting, um, but I was getting 30, 35 basically both of those seasons. But it's like it's pretty easy, and I was getting only 5 and 4 star recruits. And like now, I'm trying to keep it down to like the 10 to 15 recruit range because if you get 30 recruits, you got to cut like I think I ended up with like 120 people on my roster going into one season. I had to cut down to 85. Like that's
And then good players don't play too, man. That's the
yeah,
biggest thing. Good players don't play. You got too many of the same type of players.
exactly. So if you keep your recruiting class to like 15 to 20, you're good. You don't need to go after everybody. So
Nah,
I
my
feel like
recruiting the year one was atrocious, man. I probably had a C coaching prestige. That
uh,
was some of the craziest stuff ever. I couldn't get anybody, but the people I have starting now were like 3-star gems from then, which worked out well.
okay, well that works out then because I know me and Georgia have been number one and two basically every year. So I think Ohio got ahead of me last year. So but Ohio State, I mean. But it's just like we're always one and two, and I don't. And obviously, our schools do help because, as you pointed out, your grades starting off probably weren't great, and I have Michigan, so we have very good grades, and he has Georgia, so they have good grades. So, but I guess for me, it's easy. Just maybe it's because of the school I have, but to sit up there and say you can't get anybody if you trying to do it every week, there's no way you're not getting anybody.
Yeah, I think people either don't know what they're doing or they're leaving it on send the house. Like I done pretty much evolved in the recruiting to know what players I need to go after, know when I need to abort certain players as well, and just swap it out. Because man, there's too many players out there, especially 4-star players. There's so many
Yeah,
beastly type players out there, man.
yeah, and right now we're in what week we're in? We're in week three right now. Right now in week three, you can probably go find a 4 star recruit that doesn't have a scholarship right now that you could probably snatch up. if that's still
That's
available.
what I'm on right now, man. Because all the 5-star recruits, man, it's all fun and games. Like I'll try to snag one or two. I'm not about to be competing with LSU and Georgia. And nah, man.
Yeah, yeah, you're right.
I don't
All the
even have
five stars
master
gonna get
recruiter
snatched real
yet.
fast. So you got to try to
Yeah, I don't even
find.
have master recruiter yet. My coach, I think he's a tactician.
Mhm. Yeah, that master recruiter, because I just got it, and I can tell you it because the amount of points you get is ridiculous. Like the first one under master recruiter is like for every 10 points you put on somebody, you get extra interest. So if I put 50 points on somebody, like the jump that you get from
Yeah.
1 week to week is crazy. So it's almost unfair. Like if you compete with somebody who don't have it, it's a wrap because you
Yeah, I got to
always
win
got
one
that.
more championship to get all them points, man, to do that.
Yeah, well to get it, the only thing you have to do is be in a top five recruiting class for 2 seasons, and then you got to spend money
For
to get.
2 seasons, yeah, bro. I don't know
Yeah,
about that one, Chief.
yeah, yeah. It's tough to get. So that's why I did a lot of extra the first 2 seasons to make sure I got it. Once I got it,
Mhm.
now I'm just like, okay, good. I don't really care anymore. I just want to get my players in.
Yeah, now, man, because really, my favorite tree. You can probably start doing this now, and you have the master recruiter, so your players can come in really dumb. But that motivator tree, man, that's my D line playing at a crazy level consistently, year round.
Hmm. Yeah, that's the one I wanted to get because obviously all of them have benefits. I have one of my assistants got tactician, which helps with boosting some stats because sometimes I'll be looking like, okay, he's a 85 overall, but over here it says he's an 89 overall. Like, what's up with that? And I'm looking
That's
at the
my
classes.
favorite part, man. That's why I love when we get to training progression just to see how much boost they have, and then after on week one, you see what your coach gonna boost them to. It's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, because I have like my receiver Bernstein. He's 4-star elite dev, and he only went up like 5 points, and I thought he would have went up more because I've seen people go up more than 5 points who don't have the elite dev trait, and so I was kind of like, well, what's up with that? But he did get some.
See, I didn't even really know about the elite dev trait until I watched your YouTube video. Like I knew about the trait. I thought it would actually work better during the off season until you said it in your video this morning. I was like, ain't that because I have a similar player, 4-star player, um, Jim, elite dev, and he's had 1,000 yards last season. I thought he was going to be at least a 90, but I got a dude that was red shirt come in an absolute beast.
But anyway,
But man, it's been a pleasure.
yeah, it's definitely been a pleasure. Glad I got to talk to you, and I'm sure you'll be checking out this video when it comes out on Monday. So,
Yeah, I'm about to low key create an article real quick.
well, definitely do that, and I might include that in the video too. So that's what's up.
All right, my man.
All right, talk to you later, and good luck the rest of the season.
All right, you too, man.
All right, bye.
Especially how prolific my offense is.
A lot more fun. Now to close out this episode, we got to get into Freshman Phenom. So this week is Zay West out of LSU. And just to give a little background, LSU is a contender. I actually had him in Miami playing in the finals last year. Obviously, I was wrong, but I think he's coming back this year with something to prove. So we're gonna see. But he got a freshman leading his team, and the freshman is definitely balling out. So we're gonna see what happens for the rest of the season with this guy, and I'm sure he's gonna give the SEC fits over there. So congrats to Zay West and that user HBK over there. And before I go, got to give another shout out to Zayyyvo for coming through and joining us, telling us about them Texas A&M Aggies and letting us know how he gets down on the sticks. And, hopefully he's trying to defend his national championship. But again, he got to worry about Zay West with LSU, who has a great user and has a great team overall. So it's going to be a lot to contend with. I mean, there's a lot of good teams out there. And one last thing before I head out, I gotta just say I enjoy all the love I've been getting, not just from the people in the league, which I think that's great. Love that. And you guys, all you guys, definitely should be subscribing. All 32, well, I guess 31 because I'm included in that, but everybody should be, and actually even the people in our Madden league because I know y'all see it too. So do not forget, y'all, all y'all should subscribe because you guys will benefit from this as well by a lot. So trust me, check it out. And even if you're not in our league, you should definitely like, subscribe, comment. All that really helps a lot. And if you do that, make sure you hit the notification bell so you get a notification every single time we upload. That's it for today. Talk to you next time. I'll let you later. Peace.